Hello everyone and welcome to my Ascension Messages. My name is Bobby and I will be your guide for today. Today I'm going to do some channel messages. I'm going to talk about an opening that's happening up within humanity's consciousness and where that's actually taking us and how to navigate that a bit. So whenever you come across this video, these messages are for you in this moment, because there's a threshold of something happening within your consciousness and the collective. And so it's going to come up in waves. And so whenever you see this video, it's an indication that you're ready for these messages. Hey, Wade, good to see you. So I'm an intuitive counselor. If you want to book me one-on-one, I'm a reader. The link is down below. I've also got a school called Amicor, if you want to go join that. Lots and lots of telepathic games and so forth. I have a beautiful video coming up, and you would have seen the trailer of this if you did. Tap on this before it actually went live, of a portal through to Pleiades. This is my second portal through to Pleiades, but it's the first one I've ever done using AI, as the images only, obviously, not the channel messages. So that's actually taking you to Pleiades, and you'll get these vibrations, frequencies, downloads yourself, all sorts of things, because a lot of us have got Pleiadian energy understanding within us, because they help navigate us in the feminine age when Atlantis, Lemurian, and Mu and that sort of thing was prominent. In any case, let's get into these channel messages. Hey Celtic and hey Sky, good to see you. So they wanted me to bring up the fact that I have, if you're wondering what's happening down here, I have a little puppy. Say hello to Rosie. So she's just sitting on me at the moment, and the other Dashi down there is called Bobby. Funnily enough, I'm looking after Bobby. Hey Ariel Energy Oasis, good to see you. Okay, let's get into these channel messages. So what's happening with humanity's consciousness? I'm going to bring through the Pleiadian energies and the Cyanians for this, Acrturians if they need to. There's been this, a lot of shadow work has been done with a lot of us. But what happens when you get to a point of enough shadow work and you create a space within your mind that allows you to create this next phase? Also with that comes empathy. And so there has been a block, or a lot of us that have been born into this world with high empathy, in other words, already connected to their soul. But the ones that are coming up, humanity's consciousness that is coming up, is actually touching on this empathy. And empathy is something that might make you cry a lot more and might make you more emotional towards things and that sort of thing. But also it is a navigational tool of where your boundaries are and limits are, so that you can find a way around things that aren't in your frequency, instead of diving into them and thinking that you have to be part of that, even though you feel very awkward and unwelcome and feel jealousy on all of those horrible kind of feelings. And we've been programmed to say, within our the way that we've been brought up, to say to ourselves that we need to go into these places to gain some sort of ideal feeling about yourself, and all you are reflected with is the opposite. So empathy actually, it's like a heightened sensation that helps you navigate around and through things, and also opens up gifts as well. So that's one of the biggest messages that's coming through at the moment, to do with empathy and navigation. Now, as you go along and you become really good with the empathy, you can also become the guide for others. So when you become the guide for others, what can happen is, sorry, they're bringing in some messages, and I'm just trying to navigate what I had before as well. But what can happen is you're in a dream and then somebody else's energy can come into your dream and then like entangle into your dreams, and then you can wake up now, unless you know yourself very well. So through this navigation of opening up empathy, we also have to, at the same equal moment, know thyself. So know who you are, know your energy signature, and your energy signature is the thing that you know damn well, excuse my language, who you are as you move along. Like, I know that I am, and you have to be extremely honest with yourself. So there's an honesty that comes with this. I know that I have cleared all of this stuff. So why is it coming back in my dreams? Maybe it's because there's somebody outside of me that is infiltrating my dreams to try to reach me for help, because they have too much pride within their awakening life to be able to ask for it. So they come in, their soul kind of connects to you in dreams. Now, that couldn't happen unless there was some sort of, they're telling me now, that couldn't happen unless there was some sort of understanding, a decision that you were going to help them in the first place anyway. But you still navigate this from a position of, am I ready internally, empathically, knowing myself to be able to help this person? I did write something down about this, just realized it. And I just read it before I went online, but I'd already decided before this that I was going to talk about, my team had told me in the shower, you're going to talk about empathy and the awakening of that within humanity. And then I sat down and then I read this that I wrote a week ago. And it said, there's nothing wrong with reaching into the darkness to help navigate others out into the light, unless you can find your own way out. Therefore, you would have already gone through the trauma at some level or another and found your way out to become that guide. So what you can do is, if you have some sort of negative dream coming back at you, like, I have not had any negative dreams for years, for absolutely years. And I used to have a lot when I didn't know thyself. And I haven't had any for years. And just recently, something has been infiltrating my dreams, and they kept telling me when I woke up, this is not your energy, this is somebody else's energy, asking you for help. So it's kind of like we're looking at those that have done the work and highly empathic will end up going in to help others and guide others out of that problem. They're showing me a split in humanity's consciousness, and some that are still asleep will be controlled megally, like mega controlled, if that's a word, megally, I don't think so. But anyway, controlled in a way that they get sucked into the story of that controlism. And then those that have split away and found their empowerment, found their empathy, can go into their dreams and help them out too. So there's two ways that this can happen. Someone on the outside that needs help can come into your dreams and ask for help, and also you could go in and help them. Now, they're showing me my team has done that for me. So my team, my Pleiadian team that have lived on another planet, another dimension, came throughout those years, came into my dreams to help navigate me. And it's always done through the soul. So the soul comes through as, it's not usually not to do with the spoken word or the written word. That is something that has been conjured up by humanity after telepathy. Telepathy is the first universal language, and it comes through with the soul as in expressions or feeling based, which can manifest in dreams as they're showing me signs, symbols, and that sort of thing. And this is why, and the reason why that happens is because there's a lot more information within that when the person wakes up to that. One word can be, one word, they're telling me, one word can be misconstrued. Not understood, because the word could be implanted into somebody and then they have affiliation with it that's of a negative connotation and doesn't have the feeling base with it, so they don't understand. But when it comes through the soul, it comes through as a feeling. So to help these people, what happens when they come into your dreams and start with what's the problem with them, you will see it through all of these symbologies and stuff like that. And the same happens when you go helping somebody else. It comes through symbology. This is quite a, it's really funny. It's like it's like I'm logically trying to make sense out of this. And it's quite a tough message to put into logical words so that everyone can understand. So I'm breaking it down into a way that can be made understood by the word. But it would be so much easier if I just tuned into you guys and gave you the feeling. You'd just go, oh, well, I get it now. Like, it's just that instantaneous kind of understanding. So that's why things happens in dreams. And that's why they're asking us to take heed or take note of the dreams that you're having, but also to know thyself as you're moving along, to become the guides for others. Because it comes in waves with humanity's consciousness waking up. It's not like everyone's going to wake up all together. Those that have connection to the spirit, that they've been born into this world, literally, seen as the black sheep, the ones that have, more kind of fringe autistic and that sort of thing, over-feeling people, that sort of thing. They're the ones that have connected more to their soul, have a hard time navigating through this physical world, and grounding physical things, but they understand that soul connection and the empathy of themselves. They will awaken, they will become, they have to learn to know thyself in the physical world as they go along, and then they awaken, and then the next light wave will come up. Usually those that are holding codes, which is wizards, those sort of people that have held the codes for eons throughout, the feminine codes, and then they will help wake up others that are like more human, done life after life after life, but becoming very aware of there's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. I've done this too many times, life after life after life, and I'm not getting myself out of it. I want to evolve. Or I've seen too much misery, too much horrible things in my lifetimes that I need to get myself out of this. And the soul yearns for companionship or meeting somebody that has that understanding a little bit more, although they might be afraid of it too, because of so the fear comes with it as well. So what happens is the empathic person can meet up with somebody else that is in need of their help, and they put them on a pedestal, and then this person will do one little thing wrong, and then they will break it down and go, oh, they're not who they are. And so then or jealousy will come in, something like that. And then the story twists, and then this person, or the empath, will feel that vibration and remove themselves and wait. And then the person that needs help will come back again around, and it's whether that person who, if the empath has done enough work, they can hook back in and help them again in that moment, but then remove them. We've got to keep on removing ourselves when it gets too close to losing yourself. And you know thyself on the energy level that you can handle. It's got nothing to do with anybody else or anything like that. It's just got to do with you and what you can handle in your energy as you move along to become the guides for others. So trust your own instincts, trust your own vibration. You don't need to ask somebody else, oh, this person. You can talk to other people if you want to, but usually when you're the first kind of guides at the top, there's nobody else to ask. You have to get to a point where you're really satisfied with trusting your own decisions and choices as you go along with this. And there is no right and wrong. It is more of I'm empathic enough to feel into that you're not ready. They're now reminding me of a Cherokee elder that I worked with, who was just like that. She'd just go straight up whenever she felt you had a negative energy around you, or was harboring in jealousy or harboring whatever. She'd just go, get out. She'd just remove herself or just go out. And she puts very strict physical boundaries in her reality of, when this happens, no, you don't go there. She knew herself very well, and she didn't care if somebody liked her or not. She became that essence of herself, and she moved through her life as in, I protect me first, because I cannot help you unless I help myself first. And they're showing me the person that's drowning in the ocean, and then somebody comes along needing help. But if they're too, crazy about it, you have to let them go to sink a little bit, to go a little bit unconscious, to be able to drag them back out again. Not that you want to, but that's showing me that in that way. It's like that, like let them lose themselves again. Don't get sucked into or get pulled into because what can happen is you'll get pulled into it, you'll lose your story again, and then it'll take a little while for you to come back into that higher frequency. And they want us to stay in this higher frequency now, the empaths, the ones that know their feelings and know who thyself is more. They want us to stay in the higher frequencies as we go along here. Use a navigational tool within yourself. That's too low for me now. I'm not doing it. You walk into a room full of people and you can feel the jealousy, walk back out again, that sort of thing. Or controlism, someone's trying to control you. If you are a drowning person, you're trying to use this other person as a flotation device rather than allowing them to help you. And it's no-go zone then, because you'll bring them under. Just be aware of this as you move along, though, to how to navigate the guide, you becoming the guide for others in this next lineup of awakenings, because there's going to be more and more and more and more. And then when it becomes a lot, that's when, no matter what, if you are meant to be someone that guides many, you will be guiding many. If you're only meant to guide a few, then you'll just guide those few. And it's got nothing to do with the importance of the person being a like looking from the outside in. That person's got a lot of followers or whatever, something like that. Social media has exploded or whatever. If they're meant to be someone that guides many, all of a sudden, then they will. If they're not, they're showing me it doesn't make any difference, because each of one of us has a certain signature soul commission that is signed within in our own energy field of what we can handle and what we cannot, and we have to respect that. Got nothing to do with how you look to the outside world. It's just got to do with you holding your vibration. It's the most important thing, and being very honest and truthful to yourself on what you can handle. Everything that is meant to line up with that mission will be cleared, as in you will get the problem coming at you, so that you can understand the problem, so that you can clear the problem, so that you can become more of a guide to others, or whatever in the end anyway. You'll also find those that are coming towards you have had the same issues as what you have had. They'll have similar storylines. That's because you were taken into those storylines and fished yourself out in a specific way so that you can help navigate these people that have gone through that same similar storyline. And that is easily found because they've had that same storyline life after life after life anyway. So those with the missions are like, I'm going to help, blah, blah. I'm going to help this certain sector in this religious belt, or this country, this kind of country, or these people that have gone through in slavery, or whatever it is, or these people have been persecuted over here. I'm going to help. So you have these specific pods and groups that you are aligned to help as well. Very interesting messages coming through at the moment, but it is the next stage, and they're really excited about this stage because also the ones that have done the work are also starting to realize how easy it is, or a lot easier once they're clear, to be able to focus their attention with their imagination on creating exactly what they want, to ground the energy or the reality, the physical reality, to what they want, so that they feel stable in this world as well. So gifts, physical gifts, start coming in as well, for those that have done the work too. So it's actually the more fun time, even though it sounds like a lot on your shoulders. It's actually a lot easier than actually losing yourself and losing your soul, losing who you are, trying to fit into a world that you never really fitted into anyway. Having a lot of negative people around you because you keep putting yourself in that position. And then you get to a stage where you go, oh, I have to now not forgive them. I have to forgive myself for allowing myself to be in that position in the first place. So the forgiveness is coming back to yourself too. Those that are doing the work have to have forgiven themselves for what they have put themselves through, and seen it from a higher perspective of, I put myself in that position so that I can become the guide now coming up. I might change the title in this now, now that I've gone live and seen what they're talking about. So interesting. Yeah, hey Tanya, good to see you. And V and Debbie. Whew. Yeah, so there's quite a lot that's happening at the moment within humanity's consciousness awakening. And this isn't something that's going to be bling, bling, bling on the TV, obviously, because that is being navigated by those that have been trying to control humanity. So it's a subtleness that is underlining humanity's consciousness. You're not going to find so many things like that, understanding of the awakening that's really happening. And it is happening. It's definitely 100% happening. I know that because I wouldn't have gone through what I've gone through, and I'm sure you guys can say the same thing that are in the chat bar and so forth. You would not have gone through what you've gone through and cleared so much unless you knew it was an awakening for humanity's consciousness. Like, we are here, and we are actually, we do exist. Like, we're not something that isn't tangible. And those that are awakening now are the ones that had to believe in the intangible, be able to get the messages from the dreams and the visions and so forth, to be able to wake up, to be able to help others in the end anyway. So then we know that there is a lot of help beyond the physical anyway, or beyond those that are in a body, so forth. What else do you want to bring up as well? See what the time is. Yeah, so much messages come through so quickly. That's the thing. I think we have a lot of gifts coming. They want to talk about these gifts as well as an empath coming through. They want to talk about these gifts. Something that you're not going to find outside of yourself. It's something that you need to entrust in who you are and how you feel about yourself. It's a feeling of, I'm just going to change my crystal over. It's a feeling of navigating your life with Okay, I can also feel, it's really funny as I'm reading, as I'm doing these channel messages, I feel like something is watching outside of me that is open to this, but not open to this. And I feel like there's this blockage here. I'm just trying to navigate through that so that I can get more clearer messages as well. They're saying, just go forth, just keep going. Okay, so I'm just aware of this feeling. And so I just wanted to express that to you guys. This is what happens, though, as we start to become more and more empathic. We become so much more aware of these other energies. And then we have to be able to come back to our central self to be able to navigate the clearer path that you are creating for yourself. They're showing me elements: water, fire, earth, mainly those three. Wind, which is air, can help as well. Okay, so they're showing me, as the witches did in the past, in the old days, to help them navigate through their talents and gifts, they worked with certain elements because those elements were in line with the gift that was coming in. Sorry, I'm just like, when I say the word wind, I get this sensation of communication and being able to be in connection with all, and telepathy comes in with that. Earth is more of a telekinetic, like literally working with the physical elements. Fire is more of a clearing and a transformation. In other words, being able to stop a story of your story, your life, and go, no, I need to shift this up to a new story. So you're creators of new stories. And so you can use fire to go, the light is so bright within me that I come back to zero, that I can create again. Showing me the sun as the portal for that. And so you work with the sun. Earth, fire, and water. Now, water is more to do with the empathy and the feeling base of who you are and knowing thyself, but also the empathy of being able to roll like a river, or flow like a river through many different other energy, like flow like a river through the physical, something to do with flowing, transformation as well, but also a release, to be able to have a clear, make it more of a clear. And they're showing me the rivers like a bloodline, like the blood going through you. It will always go as a pulse. Gosh, there's something more to do with that water, and I can't quite get it. Maybe it's because I have a little block there for my own gifts, and I don't want to be, I want to be extremely honest with you guys. If I do have a block, I have a block, so so be it. But be willing to make mistakes. That's one of the messages that keeps coming up as well. The more you're willing to make a mistake, so-called mistake, they don't see it as mistakes. They don't see it as anything as a mistake. But humanity has it in their head that if you aren't seen by the outside world as this perfect soul, then you are making a mistake. If somebody comes at you, then you have made a mistake. And that is not true. Sometimes the mistakes are hidden gems or hidden gateways or paths or boundaries, and understanding and how to navigate. It's part of the navigational system of how you're moving through your life, and awareness of wanting to better oneself, improve oneself, jump up into a higher frequency, that sort of thing. And so mistakes are not really mistakes. They are navigational tools as we move along as well. Yeah, so there's a lot to do with humanity awakening and figuring all this out as we go along, because those that are awakening now, who are the higher end, already had connection to spirit anyway, or they did life after life holding on to the feminine codes, that intuition as well. The navigation that we are awakening to is also, it's kind of like an unknown thing to our logical mind. Our logical mind has only known this life here. It's containing the broken down story of this life only, the lineal story of this life only. That's what it contains, and so that you can actually have this adventure, and it doesn't jump from one dream to another, airy-fairy all over the show, and you lose yourself. So this is an alignment, or a message of an alignment for us to navigate through this as we go along. And yeah. Oh my God, Sky, thank you so much for that. That beautiful donation. So, so we are navigating ourselves through this as we go along, and remembering that it's going to feel foreign to you as you start to open up to these different feelings, different different feelings. The emotions are one thing, but the feeling is the thing that's aligning you to your soul. So you're aligning to that. Now you're going to start to also come into contact with more higher end humans too. These are where the soul contract of collective comes through. You will find yourself starting to be in the position to be able to say hi to these other higher end humans as well. Together you will back yourself first, and you will then back each other too. Literally like what Sky's doing. But I was actually thinking of something else. At that moment, they were showing me somebody else that I was going to meet in the future. Any case, and yeah, because they show me in these imageries within my mind and my eye. I see that it's like my imagination is like a movie, and it's switching from one message to another. I just wanted to give you that download so that you can see if you can do it yourself. So going back to the elements, they're saying go back to the elements, so the fire, the earth, and the water, and the air, and spirit as well. Moves you. When you feel like I need fire around me, it's because you are needing to transform something, to shift something out of your reality and reawaken, to align yourself to source energy again. When you need earth around, you need to get your fingers in the earth or just lie on the ground, then it's because you need to bring in more of your soul into, or ground more of your soul into your body, more love into this physical world, asking you to love the physical world more and play and interact with the physical world more. Also abundance comes in with that as well, allowing yourself to feel abundant and supported in this world. And so earth will be something that you will gravitate towards. When you gravitate towards water, they're showing me learning to control your emotions, but there's something more there. They're showing me the glimmers of the sun hitting the water and evaporation. Okay, so also readjusting yourself into a new story can come after the fire. You want to go near water, and so it's like you become the etheric form, and then you shift through that into the wind. That showing me water moving through elements. It's for some reason it's like it can connect and have a a different transformation with each of these elements. With earth, it makes mud. With fire, it makes ether. It makes, goes into the ether and evaporates. With wind, with the ear and the communication, they're showing me a pulse of a flow of something to do with the wind. Now they're showing me a tornado, wrapping it up. But they're showing me each one has a different element that it can. And it's alchemy. It's something to do with alchemy and you navigating your life through alchemy. And understanding that these gifts that you are being asked to develop is a transformation of your own self, and an awareness within you that, oh my God, I know how to navigate through this element. I know how to navigate through these elements. And so now that gives me a opening of a gift coming through. They're showing me somebody who pulsates energy, becomes towards a scribbled up paper, scrunched up paper, and then putting fire into it. The fire element of yourself is transformed through the quarks of the atmosphere, and then through it's the imagination and the very focused alignment of fire, the quickening of particles, and they're showing me all of this. It's like you're navigating through the alchemy of things to transform things. Now, the reason why they're showing me this is because we are learning to transform humanity's story, the whole story. And so that we're not focused in on the core, we're caught in a net, we're caught in the spider web. We're not focused in on that anymore. The illusion of being caught. We're using the elements of the earth around us, everything around us, to shift us into something new. Now, this is kind of like something that they keep bringing in those that used to work with the elements, as in the alchemists, the wizards, the witches, and that sort of thing. I've got nothing, I can't say it other than that. You can take it from your own mind, but I see them as the most powerful, so powerful that they held all of, even though they're going through a lot of trauma, to be able to awaken themselves through navigating all that they were persecuted for doing that, holding those codes. In any case, they have this power within them and their soul that can navigate through the alchemy of things to be able to transform everything on this planet. But it has to come from a purity of one's mind, as in a balanced mind of understanding that the etheric, the feminine side and the masculine side, the etherical side and the physical side, the outer world and the inner world, all of that collaboration has to be within balance of love for each other. We are learning to love every aspect of ourselves so that we can navigate through these elements to be able to transform things into what our soul's mission wanted us to do at the beginning. So it's a very high-end message here. I knew it was going to be a high-end message. That's why I was like, yeah, if you're gravitating towards this. Yeah. They're showing me shapes and geometrical patterns. They're showing me water and ice, and understanding that ice can be transformed through the heating up of the sun into air. So it can actually jump from ice to the etheric, like the physical, into the etheric as well. There's just so much to be discovered when it comes to us transforming and that will become the intangible gifts that you have. How to become telekinetic, how to become somebody that can manifest things within your palm of your hand, literally. Because then it's connection to that feminine side. that we are working through the light, not just in the physical world of the tangible physical science of how things is in a physical way. We're also got this ability that's waking up within humanity's consciousness of how to navigate through manifesting through the light, which is the etheric, where to the logical mind, this is going to seem like magic. It's going to seem unbelievable, like magic. And those that are awakening at the moment, literally becoming our entertainers, do have these incredible gifts. They are now starting to show up as, I'm not just fantasy mind reader. I have the ability to be telepathic. And so I was actually just watching a telepathic comedian that's starting to, show up in our reality now. And we have these magicians that do have the ability to transform and transmute things, and to the conscious, to the logical mind, it's going to seem like magic. But it actually is our gifts starting to awaken and show up. And then eventually it'll be seen as, no, I actually have a gift. But it's a gradual thing, because those that are doing this don't want to be taken down by the logical people out there that are still stuck in that logical manner, and still have the reins to certain power to poo-poo them. So we are finding, like water, a way into humanity's consciousness through entertainment and that sort of thing. And I've just gone straight to the guts and said who I am, and there are going to be some of us that have said that as well. I am a soul from Pleiades that's come here to help navigate, and I've had telepathic communication, channeling, and found gold under the sand and all sorts of things. And I'm just one of I can't not do that. But I applaud those that their mission is to become an entertainer first, and then disclose who they truly are, that they do have these abilities. And it's awakening the logical mind to magic in our world again. And when we have magic in our world again, we can create our way out of the mess that we thought we were in. So it's actually teaching humanity full circle to take their power back and say that they don't have to be reliant on somebody outside of them that has signed a contract that has said that you are under their spell of limitation and they are controlling you. No, that is no more, because we're like, well, we can transform that. We can not give that any attention whatsoever and create something beautiful over here that's to do with us bringing in alignment with our gifts again. Now, there's not one human, I don't care if you have been life after life after life, right from the beginning, right, of this, the downfall with the logical mind and masculine mind being in charge. I don't care if you're right at the beginning of that and you lost your way completely. You still have the ability to be able to bring back that right hemisphere, because we have two hemispheres, right? We have the feminine and we have the masculine. So with that, obviously this imagery is turned around on this mirror. I'm going right and left. But in any case, we have this ability within us to be able to transmute ourselves into understanding that, because of the fact that we have an intuitive mind. We all have the right hemisphere. Most of us do. We have a right hemisphere, and we can link into that. And even if you didn't have the right hemisphere, even if you had a lobotomy and you didn't have a right hemisphere, right, that left hemisphere would naturally split into that anyway, because you cannot be here present with your soul. There is an essence of yourself that's still present. Even if you were in the darkest of darkest things where you nearly lost all connection to your soul, you have still got a soul. You are still aware, you are still awake, you still have the ability to be able to pull yourself up and out of this. Doesn't matter how dark. Even the people that are watching this, how deep and dark you had to get to be able to awaken yourself. Can you imagine how deep and dark humanity had to get to be able to go, I've had enough? And it's when they say, I've had enough, that these messages start coming forth for them, and understandings that they are more than what they thought they were, that they can actually align themselves to their soul, the magic of who they are, the empowerment to be able to shift a story, change a story. And that's literally in my Pleiadian messages that's come through Pleiades to the portal to Pleiades video that I'm going to be publishing in the next couple of weeks for all to see. It's actually up on my Amicor at the moment if you want to go, but it's for paid members only. And I've just readjusted it. So I took one down and put another one up because I wanted to readjust it. I had this clue in my head. Any case, that Pleiadians, they know how to hold a story. It's really important to know how to hold a story, because when you hold your story and you're firm with it, you become the creator and manifest of your story in this physical world. You become the crown, the queen, the majestic queen, the priestess, whatever, of your story that you're creating. And we all are that. And that's why when you're a little kid, all girls want to be the princess and all boys want to be the king. No, well, not all, but, you know, there's a lot of us. So like, I want to be the princess. Secretly, I want to be a princess. But I'm not going to say it because I know that humanity doesn't like that sort of thing. Well, hello, we know when we're little that we're supposed to be the ruling aspect of our creation, of creating our story. We're supposed to be that. But we can only find that through the balance of oneself, navigating through the physical world and the etheric world, the inner and the outer, the masculine and the feminine, all as one love. It's the only way that you can do that. Oh my gosh. So yeah, there's a lot that's going on. Peter, my dreams have become more vivid and I feel as if my DNA is receiving enhanced energy. My entire body shook like I was electrified. So interesting, Peter. I've had exactly the same thing happen 2010 when I had connection with big telepathic connection with the Pleiadians, and I woke up and my body was physically shaking. They actually put their forehead, I saw it all within the dream, they put their forehead on my forehead, their energy touched my pineal gland, and then they sent a vibration through me through sound, starting with Ra. It was certain syllables, and that sound was to awaken me. And so when that happened, I woke up, and as I was waking up, my body was vibrating because of the vibration was so intense. Even though they were in an etherical world and I was in a physical world, it still affected me exactly the same. It was shifting me to an awakening stage. So yeah, it could be something there for you as well, Peter. Yeah, very cool. Let's see if there's any other messages. By the way, my new tarot cards have come in. So I think I will leave the channel message there. I'll introduce these new tarot cards. And then on Thursday, I cannot wait. We will have fun. We'll have fun with these tarots. So yeah, I think that's all the messages. Vibration. Okay, they are bringing in one more message to do with, they're showing me a rooster crowing, and they're showing me the vibration of the rooster or the bird singing in the morning awaken humanity, but they're showing me this is a new vibration that humanity is getting used to. It was something that was repressed. It was always there, but it was repressed, kind of like the soul was always there, but it was repressed. And it's awakening us to this magic, this lost wisdom. It is a vibration or a code within the somatic patterns of our DNA that helps us lift our awareness through the light of the DNA into more understanding. I'll leave it at that, though. Okay, so these are my new tarot cards. You guys are going to love these ones. These are called fortune teller cards, oracle cards. So they have like little messages on them. The moon's phases align with your desires, make a wish. Oh, I like that. And so forth. And then I have these ones, clarifying life situations. I wanted to get like written words, oracle written words kind of thing, so that you guys, because I like channeling messages through and then doing the tarot, and then it ends up being pretty much what I'm channeling through, the same energy. And then it's just an extra confirmation. It's like when my team worked with me, they used to give me messages. Either it would be I'd wake up and see something and it would come with a message, or they would telepathically give me a message, or they come into my dreams and give me a message. Either way, then the next day or two, or maybe a week, not much longer than a week, I would see the same message outside myself in the physical world. And then I'm like, okay, now you've got my attention, because if I see it in the physical as well as in that etheric, I know that it is something of value. And so that's why I like using the tarots, as well as I'm a visual person. So yeah, these ones have two different things depending on which way it's turned up or if it's turned down. There's a different message. So I will reshuffle these, because these are pretty much all the same way, and twirl them all around, and we can use those as well. I also got these ones called the Mystical Forest Oracle cards. These ones have also messages on them too. So yeah, that's really fun. And just because divine timing, right? These ones are called Godspeed Divine Timing, but then the cards will match up with the timing. So at the holidays, in progress now, within a year, that sort of thing, sooner than expected. So that's going to be fun, because when we've got an actual message that's coming through, and I'm feeling into a timing, to be able to receive that in the cards as well will be fun. So fun. Yay! Are you creating your own oracle cards? No, not yet, because I'm not settled enough. I'm going to do something like that when I actually have a home, because I'm still living out of a suitcase. So when I manifest my home and my stability again, I'm right in a void at the moment, and I'm navigating what I truly desire to land in my reality. I just come back from New York about a few weeks ago. And now I'm house sitting, so I'm living out of a suitcase. So I'm leaving that until I'm grounded more. But yeah, I'll still keep on creating these videos, going lives, adding more telepathic games and lessons to Amicable. So lots of fun things to come up with anyway. Yeah, definitely Celtic, because I can definitely do the artwork. I am a artist, as in a fine drawer, as well as a Photoshop artist, photographer, yeah, and all of that. So I like combining my creative gifts as well. And I've got this kind of a pull to do another song. So I'm a singer-songwriter from years ago. I might get some free music and put some words to it and do another song. And I've got a couple of high-end songs already on my channel. You have to scroll all the way down to the music, though, my original music. Any case, love you guys. Until next time, well, until Thursday morning, when we will play with the tarot, right? And I'll do some free chat bar readings as well, as usual. Until then, thank you so much, everybody. Bye.